Hey everyone, Shavua Tov, B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh V'Natzliach. Today's class I want to dedicate to all those who were wounded in the tragedy of Hezbollah yesterday. Shem Yishmor, really may God protect us from all our enemies, may He avenge all our enemies, may He fight our enemies. Specifically for the soldiers, Yitzchak Aaron ben Chayamushka, Inon Shabtai ben Miriam, Elad ben Sarit, Lekol Chole Am Yisrael, to all the soldiers who were wounded yesterday, to all the soldiers that need chizuk, whether it's in the nefesh, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives them strength and He gives them a refuah shelema, refuat hanefesh v'refuat haguf. Amen. So on a more positive note, we're going to talk today again about having bitachon in Hashem when it's really hard, especially now what we're going through with Am Yisrael. It's right. We come off Yom Kippur. I'm like thinking, okay, we're gonna have an amazing year, Bezrat Hashem, and it starts off already with a tragedy. So I think that Hashem is really trying to give us a big message, and we're not internalizing it. So it's very important that we create the tools that we need to handle these situations, that we really try to reinforce our good midot, to internalize what Hashem really wants from us. So today's pasuk, I'm going to read it and then I'll translate. Vi Hashem misgav ladach misgav leitot batzara. Hashem will be a fortress for the oppressed, a fortress in times of distress. So there's a question here. Who are the oppressed mentioned in the pasuk? Why are they especially worthy of Hashem's fortress like protection? So they say like Hashem really gives special attention to those who are oppressed. So the Midrash tells us that actually whenever any term of oppression or poverty is used, it's referring to the Jewish people. Why? Because since we don't have the Beit Hamikdash, which was basically our home, right? Our home of service, we're considered homeless. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu has an even more special connection to those who are oppressed and those who are poor. But why? It goes deeper than that. When someone is oppressed, when someone is poor, there's this midah that starts to cultivate in them, and it's the midah of humility. And we spoke about this the last video that I mentioned. There's a partner to Bitachon, and the biggest partner to Bitachon is humility. It's coming down to earth and understanding, okay, anachnu afar, we are dust, right? We're nothing. And so HaKadosh Baruch Hu is necessary for every step we take in life, every little thing, even just opening my mouth to say bracha on my coffee. It's very light because it's decaf. Even just having Hashem open my mouth, I'm able to move my muscles, I'm able to move my jaw. Every little thing, every little step in the way of our life of every single day is HaKadosh Baruch Hu reinforcing our health, renewing our vitality every single day. And so when you create that, when you have that humility inside you, it's a partner to Bitachon, because you understand we're nothing. Everything is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Sefer Noam Megadim cites a pasuk in Yirmiyah that deepens our understanding of this idea. And they say, Ve'et tzara hi leYaakov umimena ivashea. It will be a time of trouble for Yaakov, but he shall be saved from it. We see Yaakov Avinu was so special because he was so close to Hashem, but he also had a lot of challenges, right? When the brothers put Yosef in the pit, and then he was told by the brothers, by his sons, that Yosef is no longer with us. It was a very, very challenging time for Yaakov, and so Hashem says that it will be a time for trouble for Yaakov, but he actually will be saved from it. How do we know that he'll be saved? The interpretation is that actually that difficult situation that we're dealing with, whether it's something that we're dealing with personally or collectively as a nation, which is, what we had on October 7th, what we're dealing with now with Hezbollah and Hamas and Lebanon, all of these things that are happening actually is what's going to literally bring our salvation. And it goes even deeper than that. This is something so beautiful, that they say that the times of difficulty, what Hashem does is basically, when we have a debt to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, whether we sinned and we don't have, we have sinat chinam, and we don't get along with each other, or there's no unity in Israel, all of these things actually create a debt to Hashem, right? Because we're not perfect, we're humans, we sin. But Hashem, what does He do? He doesn't punish us one time with an unbearable punishment. What does He do? He actually breaks the debt into small, manageable bits, because Hashem knows that we can only handle a certain amount of, a certain amount of difficulty. So Hashem says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to split up the payments, right? Just like we have, when we have an electricity bill, whatever bill we have, sometimes we have to split it up in payments. We can't pay it all in one shot. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because of His 13 attributes of mercy, He says, you know what? The Am Yisrael can't handle this right now, right? It's like in between, October 7th and what's happening now, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of grief, but there's also a lot of happiness, and there's a lot of unity, and there's a lot of connection with each other, right? We're all doing mitzvot, we're doing extra things, we're loving each other even more. So it's from that difficulty that comes the humility, and from that difficulty comes the salvation. So we have to understand that sometimes when we're going through a hard time, it's Hashem saying, I love you, I want you to get closer to me, I want you to build that humility inside you, that vessel where I can bring down the shefa, where I can bring down even more blessings for you. So Be'ezrat Hashem, may we have Yeshuot in Am Yisrael. May Hashem always avenge our enemies, help us in protecting Am Yisrael, Medinat Yisrael, protecting our soldiers, bringing our hostages home, Be'ezrat Hashem, and giving refuah shelema to everyone that needs it.